Okay, now we'll go with double fertilization. Now, what is double fertilization and how it starts? Why it is called double fertilization? We're gonna study everything in detail. Now, we'll start with the process. Now we came till now pollen grains drops on the stigma. Stigma starts the process. Now, once the pollen grains is deposited on the stigma, the female part, the process of fertilization starts. Okay. Now, once the pollen grain is deposited, once the pollen grain is deposited on the stigma, you can see the diagram is shown. Once the pollen grain, this is the pollen grain, it is deposited on the stigma. Now the process starts. Once it is deposited, the stigma has certain features in it, certain sticky or certain nutritive substance that allows the pollen grain to produce this pollen tube. You can see this is the pollen tube. The pollen grain, that the outgrowth that is shown here, this is the pollen tube which develops. Growth of pollen tube is guided by chemicals from, once the pollen grain is stuck on there, it develops a pollen tube. Now next, once the pollen grain develops its pollen tube, it contains two male gametes. You have seen here, I've drawn here two male gametes. Those are non-motile male gametes, and it is guided through the pollen tube. Now it comes near the micropyle, the pollen grain, and tube comes close to the micropyle. This is the opening of the ovary, or you can say the ovule. Okay, micropyle, it enters through the micropyle. Now once it come closer to the micropyle, it enters in the ovule. Okay, it enters in the ovule. Now this entrance through the micropyle, what I'm saying, the entrance of pollen grains through the micropyle is called as progamy. You can see I have written there, it enters through the micropyle. When the pollen grains enters through the micropyle, it is called as progamy. If there are different various ways where plants occurs fertilization. If if it goes, the pollen grains enters through different openings, such as if it goes through chalaza, then it is called as chalazogamy. Okay, and if it enters in different plants, I'm talking about, not in this case, not in angiosperms, in different cases, if it enters through integuments are nothing but this foldings. This foldings are called as integuments. We have studied it before we were studying that female gametophyte at that time. These are called as integuments. If it enters through the integuments, then it is called as mesogamy. Clear? Progamy, chalazogamy, and mesogamy. Progamy is nothing but when the pollen grains enters through the micropyle. If it enters through the micropyle, this is called as a micropyle. I've written here. Okay, this is the micropyle. It is called as progamy. If a pollen grains enters through the chalaza, it is called as chalazogamy. If it enters through the integuments, it is called as mesogamy. Clear? Now next. Now once the pollen grain or the two male, once the pollen tube comes near the micropyle end, it synergids. Now this structure close to micropyle, this structure we have just revised that there are two synergid cells and one egg cell. The middle one, which is colored dark, is the egg cell. Okay, so now this two synergids, it has watery content, okay, which is absorbed by the pollen tube, and it ruptures it, release it in the egg cell. You can see here, synergids have watery content. Synergids have watery content and are absorbed by the pollen tube, and then once they absorb the watery content of the synergid, the pollen tube bursts to release its content. What is the content? The two male gametes is the content of the male gametophyte. Okay. Now once it bursts its content in the egg cell. Now next, there is one more term which is called as cephanogamy. Okay, it is nothing but the two non-motile male gametes carried by the pollen tube. The two male non-motile gametophyte carried by the hollow tube. This hollow tube is called as cephanogamy. Clear? Okay. Now here the main thing starts. Once we came ended till the release of the pollen tube due to the absorption of the watery content of the synergids. Now here the process of syngamy starts. There are two processes in double fertilization. The one is syngamy and the second one is triple fusion. Clear? Now syngamy is the fusion of haploid male gamete. In the pollen tube there were two male gametes. Okay, one male gamete, the fusion of one haploid. These both male gametes are haploid in the sense N. So syngamy is nothing but the fusion of one male gamete, one haploid male gamete with the X cell. We said that it bursts its content near the X cell. So one male gamete will go with the X cell. Synergids, two synergids and one X cell. Now this one X cell will go with one male gamete. This process is called as syngamy. The fusion of haploid male gamete. There were two male gametes. I am talking about only one gamete. One male gamete will go with the X cell that is present close to the synergids. Okay, this is called as syngamy. Clear? Now one process is complete, syngamy. Now the next, triple fusion. Second male haploid non-motile gamete. There were two male gametes, one went with the syngamy. Now the second male gamete will fuse with the diploid secondary nucleus. The you can see in the middle I have said that it is secondary nucleus. Okay, this middle part. We have just revised the female reproductive structure, the female gametophyte. It has the in between the secondary nucleus. Okay, this secondary nucleus when fuses with the second haploid male gamete, it gives PEN, primary endosperm nucleus. Clear? The secondary nucleus, the middle part, fuses with the one of the male gamete and it gives PEN, primary endosperm nucleus, and primary endosperm nucleus further divides itself to give us triploid endosperm nucleus. Okay, this is the process of syngamy and triple fusion. This is what called as double fertilization. Now why it is called as double fertilization? It is called double fertilization because your both male gametes are participating in that, therefore it is called as double in the sense two, therefore two male gametes are involved, therefore it is called as double fertilization. Now the one more important thing to remember is that syngamy is generative fertilization. Now why it is called as generative fertilization? It is called as generative fertilization because I have told you that the one male gamete fuses with the X cells and this X cells gives us the plant. The male fertilization part is here in the X cell. It forms the diploid zygote. Okay, one male gamete fuses with the X cell and it gives us diploid zygote. So zygote is formed due to the X cell, due to syngamy. Therefore, syngamy is called as generative fertilization, and the triple fusion, the second fusion, is called as vegetative fertilization because there is no formation of diploid zygote. It just forms primary endosperm nucleus. This primary endosperm nucleus is formed to nourish the embryo that is formed in syngamy. Therefore, triple fusion is just vegetative reproduction. It does not form any diploid. It does not form any offspring. The main offspring is formed in syngamy, and this triple fusion is because it should provide all the nutrients required for the growth of the zygote. Is it clear? Double fertilization.